Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111
COZ-FM San Luis Obispo.
That's it. I'm driving everywhere from now on.
You do that anyway.
Yesterday, Southwest Airlines said, starting May 28th, we're introducing fees for checked luggage.
Nostradamus, you predicted this like a couple weeks ago. Nice job.
Well, the new CEO said, I'm not Nostradamus, he said when he took over, we're likely going to be implementing baggage fees. This is the biggest selling point to traveling on cattle herding airways. Now I gotta go find a different option.
Yeah, you got to find another option. You got to pay for your bags. But just whenever you go somewhere, don't check a bag. Just bring on your carry-on. The problem is everybody's doing that, and now they're charging for carry-ons in some instances too. So, or luckily the airlines I fly, I've been very lucky. I've been able to bring at least one bag. Delta was actually great.
It was great traveling with a family on Southwest. This is why so many families traveled Southwest, is because everybody gets a suitcase.
Yeah, because
you're like, okay, well, everybody could check a suitcase, and then you don't have to worry about carrying stuff onto a plane. You just find you at your destination.
Yeah, you have to worry about
okay, there's my
else.
suitcase.
Yeah, you got 3 other people you got to think about and pay for. It's expensive for you to go
luggage.
on a trip.
Yeah. Oh, it really is. Screw that. I'm done. I'm done with Southwest. Canceling I don't even know what it's called. I have to look it up.
You have a credit card with them?
I do have a credit card with Southwest. Because they do this thing. It's actually kind of cool. If you shop with certain
why would you fly with them now? It's like, why would I be on the cattle herding plane when I could actually have a seat? I could have some better accommodations. And
the only people that are not going to be charged with baggage fees are A-list loyalty members and business fare flyers. It's called Rapid Rewards, is what it's called.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about Rapid Reward, I will give them this, is they have like a Rapid Reward shopping division. So if you buy stuff from certain retailers, they'll have bonus power-ups to get you to not shop with Amazon all the time for everything you buy. So I bought a vacuum cleaner. Gosh, this was years ago. It was 2014. And, at the time, it was from Sears, and you could buy it from Sears' website when Sears was still in business. And I was like, well, this vacuum cleaner's cost this, it was like $3 more on Sears.com than it was on Amazon. And I was like, well, I'll just buy it from there, and I'll use the Southwest card because they gave you 10 times whatever you spent. So it was a $80 vacuum cleaner. And for $80, I got 10 times 80. I got 800 miles for it. I was like, okay, that's a good loyalty plan from that standpoint. But now, if it's just going to go towards checking baggage, screw it. I'll take longer vacations and get in a minivan and just drive.
Oh, really?
Because gas is cheaper. Gas is cheaper across the United States.
Yeah, you're going to drive to Florida and get on your cruise ships. Are you still doing cruises?
Gas is cheaper. Egg prices are down. Mortgage rates are falling, and inflation. All of that have happened in the last 48 hours. You're going to tell me now I gotta pay a baggage fee?
It's a little early to say that all those things are happening when it was one day in the market. But yeah,
but
yesterday was a good day.
But egg prices came down $2. That I would like to attribute that to the egg boycott. But that's just me.
You didn't even last the egg boycott 24 hours. You went and had
that's not true.
A hangover.
Well,
burger.
yeah, but I slipped.
You picked yourself up.
Then I got back into it, and I haven't had an egg. I have not had an egg since then, and I won't. I won't. I will stick out the 40 days just to send a message. Although a lot of people.
Well, when you quit,
this is the problem. Going back to the eggs, is it went up to here, in California, it went up to $9 a carton for eggs. So it drops $2. So it's $7 a carton. And you're like, oh, okay, well, it's $7 a carton. That seems like a good deal. But really, on the grand scheme of things, they just raised the price of the carton of eggs by $4.50 on your ass. and you didn't even bat an eye. And now you think 450 is a good deal. No, that's why you must stick with the egg boycott. Okay? Until it gets down back to what it was before. And historically, for like the 30 years before 2022, it was always between $1 and $2 for 12 eggs. Like consistent $1 and $2. And then crazy ass inflation comes along, and then it's all of a sudden it's jumping up to 7 and 8, and then you got some bird flus that you sprinkle in there. Now you got baggage fees at Southwest Airlines. How much are you going to keep taking from them?
I just feel like you're getting more negative every day. You're so cranky and upset all the time. The whole show is just turned into you yelling and screaming about
I'm
life.
just saying we've got to fight for our right for an
I'm just saying. I'm
That's
just
what
telling
we
you
need
as
to fight
somebody
for.
who's sitting here every day. You come in. It's eggs one day. It's this the
baggage
next.
fees.
It's baggage
Baggage
fees
fees.
today. It's like
I'm just saying.
You need to find the positive. You need to look into finding an airline that's going to super serve your needs and tout them.
Who does that anymore?
That's what my wife says. You need to be more positive. I go, well, it's
Who does that? Who does that anymore? What airline super serves your needs?
It's tough.
You're hard pressed to find one.
You know
right?
what I was really surprised about was when the pandemic thing hit and everybody was working from home and we found out, hey, we don't have to be there in person. We can do this video conference thing. I really thought that was going to hurt the airline industry because business travel would go down. But here we are. Business travel is more popular or more busy than it's ever been.
I don't know that it is. Maybe it is declining, and that's why Southwest is like, oh, well, we got to charge you for baggage. Sorry, bro.
Just costs of everything else is going up. Your thoughts always are welcome. 805-543-3693. We've got tickets to go to the Central Coast Craft Beer Festival. More on that next.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
I don't know if you've seen this going around, but there's a bunch of people out spray painting Teslas because Elon is working with Trump and they're calling him a fascist. And they're literally spray painting this on these cars, which I don't know what a Tesla costs. I'm sure over 60, 70.
Well, it doesn't affect him at all. These are Teslas that are either bought by dealerships or bought by people that are being vandalized and spray painted.
And they've probably had them forever. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, they bought this years ago. What are they supposed
Did
to do?
you see
the guy that started the company or the owns the company is in a political party you don't like? I mean,
there's a Mardi Gras parade. It wasn't Mardi Gras. Maybe it was Mardi Gras parade. I don't know. There was some parade. There's more than just Fat Tuesday in New Orleans to celebrate Mardi Gras. There's parades. It's a week-long celebration. There was a parade in which one of the exhibitors was 3 Cybertrucks because they look cool, right? So people were sitting up in the Cybertrucks while people started throwing stuff at the Cybertrucks. In fact, there's video of one mother that is dragging her kid out into the street and telling her kid to throw something at the Cybertrucks that are driving by, because that's what kind of gang y'all live in. If you have a D in front of your name, is you are now teaching the youth to break the law. That's what you guys do.
These people deserve to have the book thrown at them. I mean,
well, it's funny because
somebody's property. Like, remember, I showed you that one chick. She was wearing a mask, walking down the sidewalk. She saw a Tesla truck, so she reaches down and she gets a bunch of dirt from the sidewalk, off the road. It's just throwing on this guy. What does that accomplish?
Mike Johnson announced yesterday that Congress is going to help the FBI to investigate attacks on Tesla dealerships. I mean, it is terrorism. Whether you like Elon Musk for whatever reason or you don't like him for whatever reason, it is terrorism. You can't just target certain car manufacturers, certain anything. Like, what if there was there's a way to deal with this, and I believe Republicans dealt with this. And the people that were against the transgender ideology dealt with this best in spring of 2024 when, or was it 2023, when Dylan Mulvaney became the spokesperson.
I don't remember. I think
it was 2023. I think it was 2023. And at that time, conservatives were like, okay, well, we're not drinking Bud Light anymore. Like, liberals if they want to get a message across, boy, you would get a really good message across because you guys love electric cars more than anybody on the planet. If you sold off your Teslas, bought a different brand of electric car.
Bought a diesel truck. Get a F-350.
No.
6.6 turbo. Come on.
That doesn't.
Let's send a real message.
But buy a Rivian, buy a Ocean. I've seen ones that are called Ocean, or whatever they are. I don't know all the electric car. Buy a Chevy Bolt. I mean, like if you really want to drive this electric car, the problem is, okay, this is what the real problem is. For a long time, you guys saw the Tesla as the biggest virtue signal that you could get out there. You're like, oh, I care for the environment. I drive a Tesla. And Tesla was the one that was most manufactured. Then all of a sudden, the person that invented and started and made it into a multi-billion-dollar company decides, you know what? I like some more common sense approaches to policies in the United States, and I want to seek out waste within the government. So I'm
without
going
even
to
speaking for him. I mean, it's his personal choice to do what he's going to do with what he thinks should be and how the company should be run. But what I find interesting is he's backing a guy. He's very successful, right? I mean, Elon Musk, literally the richest man on the planet, the richest man on the planet. All right, and
it fluctuate with the Tesla stock price, but
and he wanted to be a part of this and make America great. I hate to say that, but he thought America could be doing better, and so he chose to do this. So instead of like going out and spray, these are probably these are people that are poor. They live off the government.
It's not even spray painting at this point. They're lighting them on fire.
I know, but I'm saying, they're probably people that just mooch off the government, that know that their little hayride is over, their free hayride is over, and now they're going to have to go out and do something productive with themselves, like the rest of us. And so they're mad. So they're spray painting other strangers' cars that have nothing to do with Elon Musk or anybody, except for they drive an electric car because they...
This is like when you tell your 3-year-old you can't have that, and then they get down on the floor and pound the kick and scream and cry. That's what this equates to. You guys are crybabies that are doing this. Whatever. The funny thing about this is, with what happened at the White House the other day and Donald Trump buying a bunch of Teslas and despite the fact that he doesn't drive because I guess presidents aren't supposed to drive or something like that, they have to be driven around. So he is just going to let the staffers drive them whatever they want. It's now the new company car of the White House is, you need to go down to the store and grab a bite to eat and jump in one of the Teslas. They're out there on the Charger and take it down there. Because he bought a bunch of them the other day. And it was in a show of unity to tell people that it's a good American company, because what many people don't realize is Tesla is manufactured in the United States. Now, the batteries and things like that, they might come from somewhere else because we don't have the
infrastructure
materials to make the batteries, but that's something that they are working on. But for the meantime, at least they're employing American people to put together these cars. And that's the message that, if you attack an American company, the FBI is going to investigate your attacks. I'm for that.
Okay,
we should do that.
What I didn't understand
is terrorism.
He went out and bought a Tesla, which was great. I understand that, but if he was trying to get anybody that didn't vote for him to vote for him just by buying a car from a guy that works on his team, I was like, I don't know if that's really going to work. But
but is Tesla going to be? Driving a Tesla going to now flip? Is it going to be like it used to be, the ultimate virtue signal for anybody?
Is anybody worried?
Marched to Nancy Pelosi's tune. Now it's going to flip, and everybody that was wearing a MAGA hat is going to be driving a Tesla.
Is anybody
and
worried?
You're going to have to buy them off these people that you hate.
That drives a Tesla, that your car could be the next one attacked? I don't know, maybe that should be our poll question.
I'd worry about it. I'd worry about it
today,
depending where I live.
If you drive a Tesla, are you worried that you may be the next victim of...
If I lived in Portland, yes. If I live in San Luis Obispo, no, not so much.
Of social hate? Is it political hate? What would we call that? Social or political?
It's domestic terrorism, really.
I don't want to use the word terrorism because I think that's...
It is terrorism.
How
is that not terrorism?
It's a little far.
Purposefully lighting cars and creating damage to people's property based on ideology. That is terrorism.
Okay. I don't know if we're going to use the word terrorism, but
why?
We'll figure
because
it out.
We're going to sugarcoat it? we're gonna act like, oh, the COVID thing never happened
Because
Let's just put it
9/11
behind
was
us and move on.
terrorism. All right, 9/11 was terrorism.
And these are domestic terrorists.
No,
these are people wearing masks, so they're hiding their identity and they're lighting cars on fire.
They're just destroying people's property. And
yes, that's terrorism.
Hopefully, that's as far as it goes.
Oh, that's not terrorism. They're just destroying people's property.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Listen online at kzoz.com.
I always say that a lot of people start their weekend with farmers market, and they decide to just forego Friday.
Well, we're actually starting it very family friendly, guys.
Okay.
It's going to be starting with the City of Slow's Park and Recreation Leprechaun Lost. So this is a family friendly scavenger hunt for kids to go find the leprechauns that will be throughout the farmers market, giving them coins and clues to redeem back at the tent over at Broad and Higuera. So we'll start with that, family friendly. But yeah, I think that there could be a lot of activity this weekend. And we're ready for it. You know, we have extra porta potties out downtown. So if people do get their pregame going on for St. Patrick's Day, downtown is prepared.
What happens if you find a leprechaun?
You get a special coin. Ooh. And then you take the coin and redeem it, I believe, back for a prize.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. Okay. So go get those coins. Go get your gold.
And go do some sampling, especially with our new vendor at the market, Carousel Taffy. So they have hundreds of flavors of saltwater taffy, and they offer free samples. So better than Costco.
What's taffy?
The oddest?
Is it sugar? Like, is it kind of like making caramel or something? But is it that similar process? Or do you guys know?
It's like a chewy abba-zaba-ish, but different flavors.
Yeah, I've had taffy before. I'm just curious how they make it. Like I've always wanted to know.
What's a great question.
So stringy.
What's the saltwater component to it? That's what I wonder, because there is a distinct flavor to that taffy versus taffy that is mass produced and sold in the stores. Like there must be like a handcrafted quality to it that involves the salt water, because it tastes so much better. It's got what you like to refer to, Jeremy, as that sweet and kind of saltiness to it. It's got it levels out the sweetness of it. It makes it excellent.
Saltwater taffy was like way ahead of their game if you think about it. Like now we got salted caramel, salted ice cream, salted caramel ice cream, like all the OG. Stuff. They've been doing saltwater taffy for decades, right? I mean, as far
it's classic.
Yeah,
over 100 flavors.
Over 100. So I think we should invite everybody to come out and go ask our experts at Carousel Taffy just the history here.
What's the best flavor of taffy that you've ever gotten? The saltwater variety.
I love peanut butter.
You do?
Peanut butter? Peanut butter's good, yeah.
I've never been a fan because it sticks to your teeth, and I don't like stuff that gets stuck in your teeth.
Oh, see. No, I like green apple. If I can find some green apple, I'll get my hands on it.
Oh, wait, it's Laffy Taffy. Yeah, no. I used to have Laffy Taffy back in the day.
No, not the Laffy Taffy. It's saltwater taffy.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever had saltwater taffy, but I've had Laffy Taffy, and I like the apple, too. Sour apple's really good. It's good stuff.
Well, if you don't want, food to stick to your teeth, how about checking out MJ Family Farms, another vendor that you can get a fresh cut of meat at Farmers Market.
It gets stuck in between your meat. Your teeth.
They now have that.
I always carry a floss stick. See that, Allie? Floss stick.
I mean, come on. Pasture-raised pork and beef, it won't stick in your teeth if you chew it up really good.
Well, it depends how good your dentist is and if you left a gap between the last time he did work on you.
How good the person preparing it is. Right?
Okay, so wait, I don't want to poo-poo the saltwater taffy. I've just never had it. I want to have it. I want to try it. So, is Carousel Taffy?
I can't believe you've never had saltwater taffy. Like that's the first taffy I've ever had.
Where we grew up, I mean, we didn't have outdoor markets because we're from the Northwest, and so we would go to malls, and the malls would always have these people making the taffy, and the machines pulling it out, and you always want to go in there. No, my dad was very, very mean. He would not let me have it. Candy. And he would say, no, you were bad, and we'll see maybe next time. It was always, we'll see maybe next time.
Here's a carrot stick. Shut up.
God. So, and then you're actually pasture raised. This is local pork and beef. Is that right? That's going to be at the MJ Farms? Wow.
It is. Beautiful.
I recently just bought a half a cow. It's in a freezer in my garage. I mean, he's been, he doesn't. They process him. He's steak now. But I'm very interested in stuff like this. And I think everybody should go check this out. because you never know. It's eggs today. It could be beef or pork tomorrow. Just saying.
It could be.
Go talk
Stock
to
up.
MJ Family Farms. All right.
Yep.
And then with music, I know there's always lots of music options down there. What's going on with the Sunset Honda Garden?
So Sunset Honda is one of our sponsors of Farmers Market, and they periodically come out and bring one of the latest and greatest Hondas for people to go and not test drive, but go and sit in, feel the car, ask all the questions, and learn the latest and greatest on what's going on with Honda.
You could do this with your Honda minivan, Jeff. You can just be out in the parking lot. It's like the pregame. Like, hey, they got the new Honda in there, but here's my 2016 Honda minivan. Mm-hmm. Watch the doors. When I hit this button, they automatically open. Pretty cool.
It's like if I was a car salesman, I would only sell minivans, and because that's the one product I believe in, because the kids can't throw the doors open into other people's cars when they slide back.
See? It's a great
Gotta love
point.
a minivan with a drop-down DVD. I mean, those were the days.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Now they've got their own handheld personal device. Yeah, that thing is a relic now, that drop-down screen.
So really important because of the weather. We don't know where it's going to go. Just go to downtownslow.com today before you head to the market to make sure it's still going to be on. But right now, we're feeling very confident, right, Allie, that it's a go. But if it isn't,
feeling really good.
The website is a good place to go. Always good to see you. Downtownslow.com. Again, you can check out all the vendors that are going to be there and find out that it's happening.
Thanks so much, guys.
93.3 KZOZ rocks. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the SLO County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.